Break it down. Give me 5 people you ready to fight right now.
Timothy Bradley, Paul, Floyd
Mayweather,
Devin Alexander, and whoever the fan wants.
Listen, I told you give them something visual. So you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6.
Alright, boys. Man. So, last night, we got a motherfucking treat. At least it was for me. I don't know about y'all. So let me get y'all take on the new heavyweight champion of the world, man. Zone, what the fuck did you think about the fight last night?
Man, bruh. I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say shout out to that boy, Wilder. I'm very, very proud of my dude, man. I feel good that the heavyweight championship back to America. But there's still a lot of work to be done. Stylistically, I seen him go distance. I seen him boxed. I seen him hook off the jab. I seen him throw right hand, looping it around. I seen him do a lot of great things. And now I feel like he's a complete pick. So I feel like I can pick him with full confidence moving forward from this point on. You know what I'm saying? Not that I couldn't do it before, but you know the day's stigma. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta shoot jabs at people out there. You know, they feel that the knockout artist or the big puncher is somehow an abomination of boxing. And somehow people have found a way to pick on big punchers because their favorite fighters can't finish fights. And this guy got a lot of slack and a lot of flap prematurely because he knocks people out. So now, like he said last night, he was like, who can't box? Who can't box? And he made a statement by standing against a top contender, you know what I'm saying, that is a good advocate boxer himself, which is Stavern. And I'm going to tell you too, man, Stavern showed me a lot, man, and I want to see him back in the ring. I don't want him to get his head down. I want him to get back into the mix and fight these boys because Stavern is a durable, stocky, sturdy dude, man. And I like what I saw from Wilder and Stavern last night. Just, you know, just the beginning of it, just the atmosphere of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great atmosphere, man. Boxing talk. I know you're a good fan of niggas who can punch, man. What do you think about the new heavyweight champ of the world?
Man, look, I know Zone want to be politically correct, and I want to throw no shots across the bow, but I'm going to throw one at little young JP, man. He needs to start looking at fights, man. But anyway, my boy Wilder, man, oh my God, man, I was so excited. Man, look, I said the key to this fight was Wilder using his jab, man. He used it brilliantly. I mean, he was educated. He used it for a purpose. He was feinting. He was setting the right hand. He fought behind his power. And what I mean by that, he used his jab and he let his power come after the jab. Stavern did a good job. Stavern did a good job of holding his hands up and picking up some of the right hands. And that shows you how powerful this guy is, Wilder, man. He didn't even get a really clean shot, and he hurt this guy he hurt Stavern maybe 4 or 5 times in the fight. So Stavern did hold up his hands really good. But Wilder, yeah, man, he was hooking off the jab, man. The dude only been fighting for 10 years, and see, this is what I say about a guy that's not all the way, you know what I'm saying, reach his potential. You never know when he's going to come out. Each camp is important for him. And if he humbles himself and he listens, he can soak everything up like a sponge. And I believe Wilder is one of those guys that listens to his trainers. In every camp he goes in from now on for a little while, he's going to come out with something different. That's why it's going to be hard to game plan for him because he's going to come out with something different. The hook off the jab, I've never seen that with Wilder before. Never seen that. And that's another facet to his game that people have to worry about. Now, he didn't give up his height in this fight like he does in most fights. He didn't fall in with the right hand. He was throwing the right hand at the right point, the right angle. He was throwing it straight down the pipe. Man, he was doubling with the jab. Hey, man. Wilder impressed me yesterday. I'm proud of this young man. Wilder, see, my whole focus is all different now. See, it was my focus was, man, we have to get closer to this Mayweather Pacquiao thing. But you know what? I don't even care about that no more. This fight last night changed all that for me. I don't even care. I want to see this guy Wilder.
Yeah.
I want to see this. I mean, they talking about Tyson Fury. Man, that'll be a good fight for him. Tyson Fury, to me, he can fight also. I don't like to see these guys get mixed up with each other so we can see really how good these guys are. Because you're never going to see really how good a guy is until he's matched up with guys that he's supposed to be matched up with. Then that's when we can see the best come out of guys. And yesterday, which was scary, that was even the best of Wilder, because Wilder showed me in that fight yesterday that the potentials on him is limitless, man.
Yeah.
He got some more things to come. But I want to say one thing about Stavern's game plan. I thought Stavern had a decent game plan going in, and this is why I say you can't really game plan for Wilder. Stavern, I think their game plan was to catch and shoot, which is nice. But when a guy uses his jab to face Wilder did, and that right hand is coming behind it, and that jab blinds you, that catch and shoot can be Russian roulette. And Stavern, when he seen that Wilder was using his jab effectively, Stavern should have adjusted, and Stavern should have been more on the inside throwing body shots, because the body shots was there all night, but Stavern never, and his corner never gave him the proper instructions on to slip the jab and stay inside on this man. Marlon Sterling, what he did was, he said, okay, plan A is working brilliantly. They're not even making us go to plan B. He kept telling Wilder, keep that jab going up. You beat him up with the jab. Come with the right hand. Think with the right hand. Look off the jab. It was brilliant. I'm ready to see Wilder man. I want to see him in one more fight before he fight Klitschko. And Fury would be a perfect opponent to get ready for Klitschko. But, man, my hat's off to Wilder. What do you think about it, fight yesterday?
Dog, listen, man, let me tell you something. I am already salivating. I can't wait to hear and see when a motherfucker stick a mic in front of Tyson Fury's face. I can't wait to hear what he got to say, dog. Him just hearing what he got to say about Deontay Wilder now is exciting enough for me. That's without even knowing that these motherfuckers even talking about fighting each other yet. I'm interested in that shit already, dog. I'm salivating over that shit already, man. I cannot wait. Can y'all imagine the fucking press conferences and shit with these two motherfuckers? You have every element in boxing that you need, dog. You got a black guy from fucking Alabama who talk a lot. You got a white guy from the UK who talk a lot. Heavyweight, big as fuck. And it's a title on the line. Oh, I mean, what? You can't have the perfect contrast in motherfucking boxing with these two motherfuckers, man. You can't. You know what I'm saying? It's perfect. And what make it even better is, you know that the ultimate prize for the winner is to go ahead and fight Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? But as far as last night, man, shit, man. Stavern showed me a beard out this world. You know, I was kind of shocked that he made it through that little storm that he made it through. But the dude showed poise. And I'm like you, Zone, man. I definitely want to see him in the ring again. And I want to see him in the ring with everybody. You know, the Brian Jennings and Mike Perez and fucking whoever. You know what I'm saying? All of these motherfuckers. Shit, put him in the ring with what's the bum motherfucker who just knocked out my man from Detroit, Tarver. Shit, put him in there with Tarver. Let him get a knockout. But Wilder, man, Wilder showed me a lot, man. He showed me, like you say, people doubt the ability of a person who hadn't shown the ability to do something based on the fact that he did other shit so well he never had to show it. So why would it? I don't understand how people base like an opinion or an observation of a athlete when they've never had to show anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hit the motherfucker twice and they fall, you ain't got to show that you could go rounds. You ain't got to show that you can use the jab. You ain't got to show all of that shit because you hit the motherfucker and they went to sleep. So, he showed a lot, man. He showed definitely that he can go 12 rounds. I mean, it wasn't actually a high action fight, but it was a good, clean fight for a heavyweight fight, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of heavyweight fights be sloppy and shit, especially with Klitschko. And I said this on, if Wilder is to fight Klitschko at any point in time, what's going to be key to me is how much holding they allow Vladimir Klitschko to do. Because I think that's going to be a big key into whether he can be effective, Wilder being effective or not, But he made, he just, man, that jab was beautiful, man. He kept him at bay. He kept his distance. Neither guy was trying to hug and hold. I love that shit. He shot the right hand sparingly. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get crazy. He didn't get wild. He didn't get overzealous when he thought that he was hurt. He kept his poise. He showboated a little bit. I know some people ain't gonna like it. Some people gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? But the people who don't like it, I don't think it was enough of it for them to just completely not like him for it. I mean, he showed, man, listen, dude showed me everything that you want to see pretty much in a boxer, man. He boxed good. He moved good. He didn't move excessively. He showed power. He even showed a little bit of his chin. I mean, hey, man, I'm just happy, man. Y'all talking about, hey, man, motherfuckers be talking about that other shit, this NBC shit. Last night was the shit that I was happy about, and I'm happy about that shit moving forward.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I agree with Boxing Talk. I think Mark Breland did have a good game plan for my boy Wilder. But it's a lot of talk about Wilder versus Fury, like you touched on. I think that's the next logical move. And then we turn around and Klitschko and Jennings go ahead and make the fight official right in April. Like I told you guys, the storm was coming with this heavyweight division. I've been saying it for the last two years, definitely at least 18 months for sure, that this heavyweight division has been sneaking and creeping back into boxing, and they just dropped the bomb on us last night. Klitschko versus Jennings is a very, very interesting match. And then I think that they're going to let Fury versus Wilder, happen. And I can't wait to see who comes out as the undisputed champion in this division. I'm with Boxing Talk, man. I felt last night my favorite division shift to the heavyweight division. It's a lot of things that I don't worry about anymore. Because now I know that it's limited potential in the heavyweight division. Like, now we know, like you said, Wilder versus Fury, the press conference, the talk, the pre-fight hype can be awesome. Same thing with even Klitschko and Jennings. And then Mansoor is going around talking trash. You know what I'm saying? You got Glasscoff and Cunningham that could be a potential player. Then you got Shannon Briggs. Then you got the possibility of all these heavyweights showing up, supporting these new heavyweights. Because you seen Holyfield, you seen Tyson at the fight last night. It was a big, big event. You know what I'm saying?
Larry Holmes
I feel that you don't have to engage in the foolery and stuff like that in a lower weight division no more. We ain't got to worry about if a guy's going to sign his contract. We ain't got to worry about guys arguing over dates. We didn't hear shit about arguing over dates. We didn't hear shit about testing. It went back to how you always say, Rollo. It went back to where we didn't know nothing about all that shit. It was in the background, unless you just was a dude that was infatuated with shit outside of the ring and you did the research on it. But it was a clean fight, easy fight made. From what we saw, the title was online. It wasn't any disputing anything. And they both put on a great performances. And the same thing's happening with Klitschko versus Jennings. I don't hear any problems about splits. They're acting like champions. And I think the heavyweight division just took back boxing tonight. And I don't think they're going to ever let it go from this point on until 10 years from now.
Yeah, I agree,
yeah,
man.
Look. Like you touched on. See, back in the day, all that money, purse, and all that stuff used to be in the back. We as fans, we just want to see the fight, man. We don't want. It's cool to have characters, and it's cool to have war of words. But let's have the war of words leading up to the build-up that we know, and we know for a fact it's going to fight. I don't want words being said back and forth on Twitter, and y'all not going to fight. Who cares about all that stuff, man, competition stuff? No, I don't care about that. If I know you're going to fight, the contract is signed, you have a press conference, that's the time right there to show your personality, and then you can do all the antics you want to do. Because, yes, that does bring more excitement to it because it is entertainment, and that's the entertainment factor of it. But then I want to get the ultimate conclusion in the ring. And that's when it makes it. And look, Wilder coming at a great time, man. He's coming at a time when Al Heyman just signed his deal, man, for network TV, man. Just imagine this guy, he's having this guy on network TV, and his guy's personality is natural. He's not going out there making a fool out of himself. This is his natural personality. And when it's a natural personality, man, it just comes out smoothly. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that Fury, Fury has a personality. That Cannon Bridge trying to come back, trying to do something. Man, look, I don't care about none of that other stuff. The heavyweight division is going to put everything in perspective. But guess what? The money is about to flow to the heavyweight division. I don't care what nobody says. People love knockouts. People can say all they want about all this fancy footwork and, oh man, look at them being a flicker in the ring. People love knockouts. And that's the bottom line. Wilder started his climb up this heavyweight division when I think if the guy keeps his head on straight, he got his priorities straight, man. He's raising his daughter. That's a beautiful story with his daughter. So the man has responsibilities. So when a man has responsibilities, man, everything else falls in line for him. He understands. He's a humble guy. He's confident, but he's humble. And that's a good place to have, because you have to be confident in the game of boxing, but you also have to be humble, and you also have to recognize the guys that came before you and what you have to do to reach that pinnacle of the guys that came before you. I don't like guys being prima donnas and all of a sudden classifying themselves in legendary status when they haven't performed in the ring. I don't like that. That's when I have problems with fighters, and that's when I'm going to speak up on fighters when you start doing that. I need to see it in the ring. I'm not one of those guys you can tell me and talk a good game. I have to see the good game. And yesterday, Wilder Severn, like you said, I want to see more Severn. I want to see Severn fight other fighters, because I believe Severn is a really good fighter. I just think Wilder is going to be a nightmare matchup for a lot of guys. I just believe he's going to be a nightmare matchup for a lot of guys. Severn should hold his head down. He's still a pretty good fighter. Just come back strong for next time.
Check this out.
And it'll be the rematch down the line.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Can y'all imagine if Brian Jennings was to pull off the upset and beat Klitschko? Do y'all know how much motherfucking static Twitter, internet shutdown shit would be going on in the boxing world if he was to pull that shit off? Man, dog, the whole boxing world is finna go upside down if he was to fuck around and pull that shit off, dog. It's a wrap, dog.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey, Carlo.
Man, listen.
I don't think the biggest fight, the way it's going, man, I don't think the biggest fight gonna be the biggest fight, man. I think but I think it's going. Hey, I think it's something else brewing, and I think it's in his heavyweight division. So if the biggest fight sells 2 million, I think the true biggest fight won't sell over
Listen, man. Listen. These motherfuckers, listen, dog. For some reason, somehow, if these two little bitch ass motherfuckers let these niggas steal the spotlight, let these big dudes come back and steal the spotlight after all these years, shame on their ass. All these motherfuckers. But I already see it happening though, man. Like, I can't, man, listen, dog. I can't wait for somebody to go stick a mic in fucking Tyson Fury's face, dog. Cause we already know he a character. And the good thing about it is, Deontay, like you said, Boxing Talk, Deontay Wilder is confident, and he has an arrogance about him, but it's not that annoying arrogance. It's not that shit that make you not want to fucking watch him fight or want to see him lose and shit. You know what I'm saying? He a good motherfucker to rally behind and shit, you know? Hell, man, even my pops called me last night, asked me about the fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's that shit, man. Man, you seen Holyfield, Tyson, all these niggas, fucking Larry Holmes. This is the type of shit that people want to see. You know, not all that other bitch assness that's been going on, man.
Speaking of that, I got a question for you guys. What do you think about Al Heyman blessing boxing, I should say? You know, it's a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of uploaders. You got guys out there, and I want to touch on this specifically about what's going on in the YouTube boxing community. I see a lot of uploaders saying that they're insinuating that we should be grateful. They're trying to call out the naysayers of boxing. And I know, Rollo, I know you got a strong position on Al Heyman, and I know you got a strong position as well, Boxer Talk. But a lot of guys are trying to say, we told you so. Al Heyman is not killing boxing. So what do you guys have to say about those guys who are celebrating and glorifying Al Heyman for doing shit that he already supposed to have been doing?
See, that's my thing. That's my thing. I don't want people to get all wet in the pants and all that stuff, saying, "Oh man, Al Heyman is the new god of boxing." No, this is what's supposed to be happening, man. See, I think this new generation, they don't understand what's supposed to happen and what happened in the past and how boxing grew to be the number 1, 2, 3 sport. You know what I'm saying? Because of the exposure boxing was getting, and then boxing took a turn for the worse and started going the other way. And yet, Al Heyman is the face. He's putting himself out there as the face that's going to turn boxing around. And now people are jumping on the band. No, people, we need to keep his feet to the fire, because guess what? Keep your eyes on Al Heyman, because he's a slicker. Now, we still want to see the fight, Al. I don't want no crazy stuff happening and you doing things and all of a sudden we so infatuated by the possibility of you being the face of taking it back to network TV that you start getting away with not giving us the matchmaking that we want to see. We want to see all these guys mixing up on network TV like we used to have back in the day. We had fights on network TV, big fights on network TV, and these fights were significant in boxing history. So I'm not one of those that's going to jump on the bandwagon and say Al Heyman is the savior of boxing, because I'm not going to say that. Fans are the savior of boxing, because we are the ones that's steering the engine here. In the YTBC, we have a voice. So the YTBC, I think, have a bigger lead on this. I don't want people in the YTBC to start having this thing talk about Al Heyman is bringing back boxing, and I told you so, and we should be happy. No, man, let's keep the feet to the fire, and let's see what he does from here on out. Grade him on what he does from here on out. Don't just grade him on what you think he's going to be able to do.
Hey, man, look here, dog. Check this out. Now, I understand that people are happy about boxing being back on regular TV, because most of y'all other sports come on regular TV, you know? And I get it. I understand why they feel that way. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I got a different take on it. I got a different theory on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, HBO and Showtime, they ain't going out of business because they stopped showing boxing or boxing is going to network TV or some shit like that. People who like boxing, they know where to fucking find boxing at. Just like people who like soccer, they know where to fucking find that shit at. People who watch darts or bowling or fucking women fucking animals, they know where to find it at. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all two ain't been to no gay bars, but if y'all wanted to fucking be gay and go to one, y'all know where the fuck to find it at. So putting boxing on NBC don't really make a difference. Or putting it on network TV, and I'm finna tell you why. Do either one of y'all know who won the last American Idol? Probably not. The Voice? How about the little cooking show? Nah, because y'all ain't interested in that shit. Just because they put it on TV don't make you interested in watching that shit. People who want to watch boxing know where to go to find it to watch it. Like we all did. Having cable or not having cable never stopped us from seeing fights when the shit was on. Pay-per-views. I ain't bought a pay-per-view in years. I've seen damn near every last one. I know. Look. So then, like you said, now we got Al Heyman and everybody like, oh shit, Al Heyman is bringing us boxing back on TV. So, how many of us wasn't going to watch Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson if it was on Showtime? We was all going to watch it just the same. The niggas who was interested in it, and the people who ain't interested in it, they ain't going to watch that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, I get it. But what I really think is going on is that Al Heyman was able to do some shit and get some money from some people. And for the first time that I've ever heard in my life, bruh, outside of commercials, somebody paid to have their programming put on TV. How the fuck the fighters gonna get paid? I don't understand this shit. So that's a whole nother subject to talk about on another day. Then, okay, so when Danny Garcia and all of these fights that are potential to happen, when these fights happen, and somebody gonna end up winning and somebody gonna end up losing, and eventually they gonna have to fucking fight somebody else. And us as fight fans, the niggas who drive the sport, we always gonna want to see what they, with the competition, how they would do with the competition. So it's only two ways to get rid of your competition. You either gotta absorb them, being like buy the motherfuckers out, or you go over and destroy them. You just can't leave them alone to do what the fuck they gonna do. HBO been building stars for 30 years, dog. Mike Tyson, Holyfield, De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, fucking Canelo built himself on fucking HBO. So, them not fucking with niggas on HBO only means that there's more room for other promoters to do what the fuck they gonna do on HBO and build they stars. So in all honesty, everybody happy about this shit, but all you did was make the worst Cold War there is. And the sad part about it is, the Cold War started on the side with the same gay ass nigga who started this shit back in 2009. And that same whack ass nigga is on that same side of the same fucking Cold War. Through all the different Cold Wars there have been. First it was Top Rank. First it was just two motherfuckers. Then it was Top Rank and Golden Boy. Now it's some new shit. Who the fuck knows who it is? And everybody on HBO and Jay-Z and 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? But the same nigga is always on that side, man. Like, it's still some bullshit, man. And if people don't see it, it's cool. They'll see it in a few years when they start wondering, would a Charlos fight Canelo or Golovkin? Or will Jermaine Taylor fight Andre Ward? Or Danny Garcia, is he gonna fight Terrence Crawford? Is motherfucking Adrian Broner gonna fight Mikey Garcia? Is Leo Santa Cruz gonna fight Nicholas Walters? It'll come up, so I ain't even worried about it. But I seen how stupid this shit was back in the day, and I still think it's stupid. I mean, just because the fight's on NBC It don't make no difference to me because I was gonna watch it just the same. Either way, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't give a fuck if the AFC is on CBS or Fox. I'ma still watch them bitches just the same.
I got another question for you guys. All right, now we got the whole concept on the Al Heyman thing, and I agree with you guys. The motherfucker ain't nothing special. I think I am not appreciative. I'm not finna say, oh, thank you for doing what you're supposed to do. You bringing back boxing. And for those guys who probably don't listen to this and probably assume that nobody's grateful or should be grateful, well, fuck you. Because this is what you're supposed to do. My standard is pretty high. It's no different, and I'm going to give you an analogy like Rollo like to do. I'm going to take something from Rollo page. I'm not going to be dating a girl and she don't have sex with me, and then she finally has sex with me once a month, and then say, you should be thankful that I'm having sex with you once a month. Fuck, get your ass out of here. That's not how it works. Okay? That's not how it works. I'm not grateful. I expect this. This is the standard. And speaking of Al Heyman, okay, and touching back on the card last night because there was others on the cards. Are you guys sold? You can say yeah or nay on Amir Ahman.
That was my first time seeing him, but I definitely would like to see him again. I definitely would love to see him again. As of now, yeah.
I would like to see him again also. I mean, that was my first time seeing him. I want to see him. What I did was good. I was very entertained, but I think.
Do you guys think he's a problem for 140?
Absolutely. I think he'll give some guys some trouble. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see him. What about Santa Cruz and his volume punching and the whole last night? You guys think that we're going to see him versus Rigondeaux? I know they mentioned Morris.
Yes.
You guys feel that Morris is back? Just give me a quick critique on his style and how you see the fight playing out with Morris or Rigondeaux. And who you kind of pick? Who would you pick?
Let me get this one, dog. Let me take this Rigondeaux, man. Now, everybody like to say how masterful a boxer Rigondeaux is, and yes, Rigondeaux is fucking good. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna take Rigondeaux to get beat for people to say, you know what? He is just a boxer, just like everybody else. And what I seen from Santa Cruz last night, man, I seen this dude use his length. He got long ass arms. He used the shit out of his jab. And the thing that surprised me the most, every time this motherfucker tried to let go 2 punches, Santa Cruz countered the fuck out of him, bro. I mean, he was countering like I was shocked at his ability to counterpunch this guy who was also a pretty good volume puncher in his own right. So it's gonna be tough to see what the fuck Rigondeaux is gonna do with a dude who was constantly throwing punches and he's running around the ring, man. That's tough to beat with that style, dog. When the dude can counterpunch too, and he was using the fuck out of his jab. At first I thought it would be an easy fight for Rigondeaux, but I'm not so sure right now. You know what I'm saying? I think that's closer to a 50-50 fight than I at once thought. Boxing talk, man. You could take that Abner Morris fight.
I get see, the one thing about Rigondeaux style going up against Santa Cruz, this is why I've been picking Santa Cruz all along when y'all ask, because Santa Cruz got that volume, man, and Rigondeaux like to sit back, you know what I'm saying, and just be, you know what I'm saying, throw 1 or 2 shots, man. You can't be doing that. I think Rigo, in order to beat Santa Cruz, he will have to hurt Santa Cruz and get some knockdowns or knock him out. But I got Santa Cruz winning on the scorecard.
I agree with that, and I think that a lot of people who may hear this and feel that Rigondeaux is way above Santa Cruz. I know a lot of people get into the outs of the rings versus the ins, and they talk about, ducking and dodging. And I agree that Santa Cruz has mishandled the outside things on Rigondeaux, I think he should fight him. I think it'd be an easier fight for him after Mars. After Mars and him will have a fight of the year type of thing. I think Mars is a low down, dirty, greedy type of short, stocky boxer. But I think Santa Cruz can overwhelm Mars with volume. And I say the same thing that y'all said. They both got long arms. He's a very, very good counter puncher. I paid attention to that last night. And I think Rigondeaux had trouble with that type of body style. Like the last contender he fought had that long, lean body style and put him on his pocket. Nonito Donaire had that long, lean body style and put him on his pocket. And I think Santa Cruz gonna put them hands on Rigondeaux. I'm at probably about a 70-30 unless I see something else. But as of today, I'm 70-30 for Leo Santa Cruz over Rigondeaux, and I'm probably 60-40 for Santa Cruz over Abner Maris. Now, another thing I want to bring up, and I want to touch on these. I want to touch on the Latino community, man. It's a lot of unspoken things and undertones that's going on in the YouTube boxing community, and I want to start exposing it. Now, the Cotto and Canelo fight did not happen, or allegedly is off. I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on what you think about that and what will happen in a potential matchup. But what's up with Cotto not fighting Triple G? And what's up with Alvarez, since he allegedly don't have an opponent and he wants the Mayday back? Why won't he try to fight Triple G? Since he's such a warrior. A lot of people give a lot of Mexican fighters credit for being warriors and so tough, hard. But why is Alvarez pursuing Cotto so much when he can easily pursue Triple G, who I'm pretty sure would be thrilled to fight him? What's your guys' opinion and thoughts on that?
Man, dog, none of them motherfuckers want no dealings with Triple G, dog. We already know this, man. And listen, Cotto was my man big time until he did all that whole ass shit with Martinez. I started not to like Cotto a whole lot during that whole shit, man. That whole diva shit he was going through, man. I'm like, what the fuck? And that's even outside the fact that this motherfucker wear way more pink than any man should. Then he pulled this shit, man. Like, I don't get what the fuck happened. Like, I don't even like talking about these weak ass niggas. Like, I know you saying why Canelo ain't trying to fight him. To me, Cotto Canelo was a natural fight. And I can understand why Canelo was trying to fight Cotto. But now that Cotto was out the picture, I mean, Triple G should be on his list. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other guys at 50-40 he could possibly fight. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight James Kirkland. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Boo Boo Andrade. And I'm going to tell you another guy I wouldn't mind seeing him fight. Fucking Cornelius Bundrich. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Bundrich. But,
yeah, but remember, Rollo, he's trying to compete. See, I'm with you on that. But he's trying to compete with Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao. In order to have a chance at that, he needs to fight somebody big. And I agree, Cotto is a natural fight, but that's off the table. The only other option that could probably do that is Triple G at 160, or they just signed David Lemieux at 160, because 154, I mean, we don't know what's the status on that. We don't know if Canelo is going to try to go back down and campaign at 154, if he's still a 154-pounder. So I'm assuming, and I'm going with the flow, that he's trying to campaign right now at this current moment at 160, and he's looking for an opponent for the May date. So based on that, Cotto's out of the picture. It's either between, I think, Lemieux and Triple G. But I'm trying to figure out if Canelo's such an A-level fighter, and he's such a decent young kid, and he was a monster, and Pacquiao can't beat him, but Mayweather beat him. Why is this guy not pursuing Triple G?
I mean, I get you. Like I said, dog, I don't think that nobody on that side want nothing to do with Triple G, dog. Triple G is a monster, dog. He's a monster.
What's the strategy with his fans? Like, because, his fans will say something different. And I think we got common sense. And I understand what's coming to me, and you may not be coming to everybody else. But I'm trying to figure out what is their position and what you think their position is on a Triple G fight. Why you think they so quiet on that?
Well, we gotta look, we gotta give them a chance now, because from everything that we've been hearing in the last, 80 days up until yesterday or the day before, it was Cotto Canelo was gonna happen. So now that it's not gonna happen, we gotta see what he gonna try and do now. I mean, I can't be like, why you ain't fighting Triple G? If you thought he was, we all thought that he was getting ready to fight the new diva of the fucking league. So when that fight, which recently just fell apart, I guess now we got to see what he gonna try and do now, and all that battling over dates and all that shit, man. I see it's that Mexican pride in him, and I get it, I understand it, but he shouldn't even be, he should just leave that dumb ass shit alone. Because that shit is for bitch ass niggas and bitch ass niggas only. That's like, you know what that shit remind me of? It's this movie, man, that my girl got, and she watched it. There was something about these two chicks, two like little rich white girls, and one of them was getting married, so the other one wanted to get married too, and she wanted to get married on the same day. That's what that shit remind me of, man. That's some bitch ass shit, dog.
Yeah. So what you think about the thing with Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao? Do you think it is going to happen or not?
Dog, he must be talking to you, Boxing Talk, because you already know my stance on that shit.
Yeah. Boxing Talk, what's your position on that, if you got a position?
Like I said, I don't really, man, look, man, I'm not going to even give that fight no more coverage. I'm not going to even think about that fight. It doesn't matter to me that fight happens anymore. My whole thing has shifted. My whole program has shifted, man. And if the fight happens, it happens. Of course, we're going to watch it. But I have nothing else to put an input on that, because it's been a circus, and I'm sick of the circus. I'm tired of the circus. I want fighters from now on that's willing to perform, and that's what I'm gonna shed my light on. And as of Canelo not fighting Triple G, that's a real fight. That's why Canelo is not fighting Triple G, man. Let's be honest. These fighters don't want to fight a real fight, and he knows it's a real fight. Oscar knows it's a real fight. But to me, if you want to try to take the Mayday back, that's a logical choice. He has to fight somebody like Triple G. He's not gonna be able to do it with Bondrich. He's not going to be able to do with Lemieux. He's not going to be able to do with no one like Claudia. He's going to have to fight Triple G.
I like that. I like that breakdown. That's it. I think so too. I like that. Now, shifting on down to our division, where it's guys who are trying to do the right thing. Our guy, all of us are Keith one-time Thurman fans, and we are fans of the Ultimate Conclusion. We got to give our boy respect and come on to the Keith Thurman corner or Thurminator section. What you guys think about Robert Guerrero, which I feel he was forced into the ring with Keith Thurman? How do you guys see that happening? Just lay into it. What you guys think on that? Starting with you, Boxing Talk.
I think Robert Guerrero was painted into a corner. I think Robert Guerrero painted himself into a corner when he thought he was the A side after fighting Mayweather, and he turned down a lot of fights that I know before Richard Schaefer left. He said that Guerrero turned down several fights that he offered him, and now Guerrero had that tough fight with that one guy. Had a real tough fight, came out looking like a pumpkin, and now, in order for him to get back on top, he's going to have to take out one of these young lions. Keith Thurman was the choice that they made for him. And, man, look, I like this fight for Keith Thurman. I know a lot of people, not me, I don't care, because a lot of people out there want to see Keith Thurman fight a quote-unquote name. So when he's going there and knocking out Guerrero or stop him, which I think he's going to do, they're going to have something else to say. But I think it's a good fight for Keith Thurman. I want Keith Thurman to go out there and finish showcasing his skills and seeing what he got. And Keith Thurman, I heard when he had an interview that he felt and sounded like he was excited finally get his chance to fight somebody that the fans recognize, so he can get his just due. So he already got his just due for me, but you know the other people out there, the naysayers. But look, the guy Keith Thurman, he answered a lot of questions. He boxed Bundy, a guy that was very difficult to box, a guy that switches a lot. Keith Thurman himself switched to southpaw and got a knockdown. You know, people don't want to talk about that. And he showed that he can box, which I told people the man can box. And he just been knocking guys out because when people have power, when fighters have power, they say, "Oh man, he's a slugger. He don't have anything else in his game." But Keith Thurman showed you that he has everything else in his game. And in the post-fight, he showed you why he can do more and why he's going to do more. So right now, Keith Thurman is, to me, the best fighter at 147 pounds. I see him beating everybody at 147. Everybody at 147. And I just want to see him get his opportunity. His Guerrero fight is a good fight. I want to see him fight at least 3 times this year. You know, because he had a shoulder injury last year, and I want to see him more this year and move up that ladder. But yeah, what you think, Rallo?
You know, man, of course, man, I'm a big one-time fan, dog. And I'm kind of upset that he's fighting Robert Guerrero because I think Robert Guerrero is shit. I've been asking people on multiple videos and multiple sessions with various folks and asking somebody to tell me what the fuck did Robert Guerrero do? And I still have yet for anybody to even speak on it. But anyway, if Keith Thurman get in here and knock this dude square the fuck out, I can just imagine some Flomos bringing up, well, my man, he softened him up and he ain't been the same since. What a nigga, what, never nothing to be the same too. Like, what the fuck has Keith, man, oh my God, man, listen. See, this is the fucked up thing. I already heard one motherfucker say, well, if he wasn't no good for Floyd, how is he any good for Keith Thurman? I don't think that he's any good for no fucking body yet. He still ain't beat nobody that was worth a damn to me. And if you want to say Andre Berto, then so be it. You know, a bunch of motherfuckers did that already. But I just hope that Keith get in there and show and does what I think that he's capable of. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, it's a lot of people, especially guys who know us, who's pulling against Keith Thurman just so they can say that we was wrong about him. You know what I mean? They can't wait to be, I told y'all niggas, I told y'all. So, and I know that. You know, I know it's a bunch of people, you know, I seen a video the other day was saying, that I think the title of the video is Keith Thurman a hype job? You know, so I just want Keith Thurman to get out there and do what I'm almost sure that he can do. Get this motherfucker on out of there so we can get Robert Guerrero the fuck out of here on some DNA shit. Get him the fuck out of here and don't bring his ass back no more. And let's get Keith Thurman his motherfucking mandatory shot like he's supposed to have been got for the last 2 years. So what you... Okay, go ahead, Zone. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got a question for you after that.
I think Keith Thurman gonna beat his head in, man. I think this is in for Robert Guerrero, and I think we're gonna get yet another comparison victory to the A-level, A-list, A-side fighters. You know, we already got that with Chavez, and we see how Bradley had a handful of problems over there. And I know a lot of people jealous and they mad because Bradley couldn't do what Keith Thurman did against Chavez, and it just shows you how good Keith Thurman is. And I know people hate that; it burns him up in the inside. And if Keith Thurman knocked out Robert Guerrero, us as Thurman fans are on record in saying that Robert Guerrero is not shit. So for you idiotic uploaders that are going around saying that you don't understand how he's good for Keith Thurman, but he's not good for Floyd Mayweather, that just shows how stupid and ignorant you truly are, because none of the Thurman fans have said that. And if they have said that, they're idiots too, because Guerrero ain't shit. never gonna be shit, ain't gonna ever be shit. Now, when he fought Mayweather, he ain't shit, never was shit, and still ain't shit. Okay, so don't try to pull that like we trying to be biased. No, he's not shit, period. Okay? Now, what has happened though, the Floyd Mayweather fans and idiotic non-boxing fans have exalted Robert Guerrero up to amplify Floyd Mayweather's resume. So what has happened is you fucked up and you made Robert Guerrero the guy to be that guy that Thurman has to be. I think Bundu and Chavez is better than Guerrero. I think they were exotic. I think they were more formidable opponents, and they will be more formidable opponents than shitty ass Guerrero. It ain't like Guerrero beat none of them guys, and Robert Guerrero ain't beat nobody on Keith Thurman's resume to my knowledge. Robert Guerrero and Keith Thurman don't even have a common opponent to my knowledge. They're only going to be entangled because everybody wants to see how fast and could Robert Guerrero do a better job or get a better job done on him than Mayweather did. Nobody said that Robert Guerrero was a real beater. I'm not saying that. I think he's shitty and I can't wait to get his brains knocked out. Right. Now, what do you guys think going to happen with Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson? How do you guys see that fight?
Oh shit! I think it's a tough fight, man. I think that Danny is a good fighter. You know, Danny. Outside of the Ross Alka fight, which was disgraceful, of course, but Danny been putting in work, and everything that I've seen from Danny so far has been pretty good. I'm not a big fan of Lamont Peterson because he's lost every big fight that he's ever been in. Except for, Amir Khan. And it's plenty of people who argue that he lost that fight. So it wasn't that he went in there and necessarily just got the job done. You know, so I'm not a big fan of Lamont Peterson. And if Danny Garcia loses to Lamont Peterson, that's gonna be a big hit on his resume. Because if Danny Garcia is a 10, Lamont Peterson is hovering around a 5 or a 6. You know, and that's the type of dude you shouldn't be losing to, you know. So I'm interested in the fight because I do think Peterson has a slight chance, but I don't think it's much of a chance, you know. And I actually expect Danny Garcia to get him out of there in the mid round 6, 7, or 8. I expect to see Peterson looking up at the sky.
What about Broner versus Hold on. I think that Lamont Peterson, he used to be a pretty decent boxer, man. He used to control range, he used to jab, and yes, of course, he came inside and fought inside after he broke people down from the outside. In the later rounds, he used to go on the inside, and I thought that was a good game plan for him. But I think after that Amir Khan fight, when Amir Khan was outboxing him, he had to go to infighting. And ever since then, he's been an infighter, like just trying to be a bully. And he doesn't have the power to be a bully. He needs to go back outside to boxing. But I think he can, but I don't think he can sustain the boxing attack that he's going to have to beat Garcia. I think he's already shifted over to being just an infighter, a bully type. And I just think Garcia will win a unanimous decision. He may knock him down once, but I think it probably will go to the scorecard. Because Danny has power, but Danny himself likes to sit back too. So if Danny going to sit back, I think Peterson can survive the 4 rounds. I see a unanimous decision on Danny Garcia. What about Adrian Broner and Molina on the Keith Thurman and Guerrero card?
Boxing talk.
This fight right here, this is an intriguing fight, man. Broner, look, man, I know a lot of people are saying, Broner needs to get on his toes. And see, Molina, to me, got the same style that Maidana has. But Molina, to me, has a little bit better footwork. I think Molina is a better athlete than Maidana. Maidana is like a slow-spotting fighter. And Adrian Broner still stands in front of people, man. I mean, he still will stand right there in front of you. He may come out and move for a couple rounds, but I think it's already instilled in him. I think he's already what he's going to be. I mean, I don't think he's going to get no different. He's a headstrong. Unlike Wilder, he's not humble. Wilder is humble and willing to learn. I think Adrian Broner thinks he knows it all already. And Adrian Broner looked at the wrong Floyd Mayweather. He believes, and I don't know what he's been saying to Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather doesn't sit in the pocket the whole fight. See, Adrian Broner sits in the pocket the whole fight. And he's going to have the same problems with Molina. I think Adrian Broner, around about the fourth or fifth round, you're going to start seeing a shift in the fight. Because I think Molina is going to take Molina a little bit of time to warm up. So, Molina takes a little time to warm up. But once he warms up, he's like the engine. He just keeps going and going. And I think about 5 or 6, Molina's going to start taking over that fight, man. There's going to be people that's crazy in that corner once again because Broner has the same problems we had against Maidana. He likes to sit in there and try to use his power way too much because he thinks he's a power puncher. But I think he's more of a volume puncher. I don't think he's a power puncher. And he's slow trotting and like to stay in front of you. And that's Molina. Hey, you want to sit in front of Molina? Molina can do something with you. And he's showing that his power can last the later rounds. You see what he did against your boy, the guy that's with Mayweather. What's his name? The guy that's with Mickey Bay. Yeah, you see what he did against Mickey Bay. Knocked him out in the last round. So this is another dangerous fight for Adrian Broner. I'm picking Molina. And it's not an upset to me. I'm just picking Molina based on the style matchup.
Yeah.
I got Molina as well. I got Molina as well, too.
You got Molina, too?
I got Molina late.
The one thing we do know about Molina is he can crack. And the other thing I say about this fight, it got Fight of the Year written all over it. That's the one thing I can say. I do like watching Adrian Broner fight. The dude he's crowd pleasing to watch. Definite. You know what I'm saying? He ain't running around the ring, fucking juking and shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Barry Sanders in the ring. We can forget that. These two motherfuckers is trying to come in there and hurt each other. And that is actually a fight that I'm really looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? This is actually a good card, you know? So, yeah, I tend to say, I want to say Broner, man. I think that if Matisse was able to beat Molina, I think that Broner could probably get him out of there too, man. But, I mean, if Broner don't hit as hard as I think, man, he in trouble. He's in big trouble.
What other things that you guys seen in boxing, man? The YouTube boxing community, and what you guys seen and what you guys.
I got a question, man. I got a question, dog. Because this is what I've noticed just recently, and you know what I'm saying. Me and you have talked about this, and in Shortland, but just having standards in boxing. Because the one thing about boxing is this. In all other sports, we can have our favorite teams we like, or players we like, or whatever the case may be. But what you won't argue is, you ain't going to be like, well, LeBron James didn't win 2 championships in Miami. That ain't really what happened. Russell Wilson, he really didn't win a Super Bowl, or Peyton Manning didn't really win MVPs. That shit don't happen in other sports. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in boxing, for some reason, the standard is different based on the fact that there's no structure. And without there being structure, people are allowed to exalt people for no reason. So, if y'all following what I'm saying, I want to know, what are y'all standards for a boxer in the sport? Because
give me an example of somebody that's been exalted for no reason. Give me a couple examples.
Okay, let me give you an example. Guillermo Rigondeaux. He was 8-9 fights in the game. You know, people always talked about his amateur career and winning the Olympics and all of this shit. 8-9 fights in the game, and they like, well, we want to see him fight Nonito Donaire. Cool. And he goes in, and he fights Nonito Donaire, and he destroys him. And that's good. But how did he get exalted to this, like, level of greatness with only one significant win under his belt? How does that happen in the sport of boxing? But that shit don't happen in no other sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen? Or Adrian Broner. You know, how did he get exalted to this level of notoriety with only beating one known fighter in his career? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that shit happen? And how are y'all standards, y'all individually, for a fighter, and how you exalt these guys in the sport?
Well, for me, man, I look at your sustained superior performance, which ties into your consistency. Now, you can be consistent, but you can also consistently navigate and maneuver around losing. And you can manipulate success in the game of boxing. So that's why I need to see a guy constantly perform. I mean, when I look at two fighters and you strip them down and there's two guys in there having a boxing match, you can render somebody unconscious or you can thoroughly beat them, and you can separate yourself from your peers in your peer group. That lets me know that you are above the rest. Now, a lot of people like to say resume, and they base resume off who's popular. Because these guys are not knowledgeable about the boxing boxers to this day. They're just looking at who got the most belts. That's what tells us they're good. Who got the highest gate? Who gets the highest pay-per-view numbers? That's what they're looking at to determine whether somebody is great. And if you beat that guy, you become great, even if the fighter hasn't done shit. Even if the fighter career is a smoke screen. And then now we've got this stinky, arrogant, shitty perception that knockouts is not good and going the distance is great. You go the distance, you're somehow better than the puncher who gets the ultimate conclusion in boxing. That's like saying, fuck getting touchdowns. I'm going to judge the winner of a football game off who got the most yards. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or who got the most penalties. Mm-hmm. That's not how boxing is designed. It's about separating yourself from your opponent in the ring. Now, you can argue the quality of an opponent all you want to, because that's basically going to be your opinion. Because at the end of the day, it's that fighter's responsibility to seek out direct threats in his peer group. You know what I'm saying? And an example of that is Triple G. He's seeking out all challenges at 160, which is his weight class. Okay? And until he cleans it out, then I want to see him keep fighting in that weight class to get that shot. Now, if you clean out a weight class and you're saying that you're the pound for pound great, if you're so good, like in the case of Andre Ward, and you're calling out people below you, then I feel it is your responsibility to go down and fight that person. It's no different from what Chad Dawson did for him. And if you did, and if you don't want to do that, then I think you need to move up and move out. You don't have to. You don't have to. But if I don't see you still having that sustained superior performance by being where you at, then you're going to drop. If you can't get that no longer out of your division because you've already cleaned it out, I'm not going to give you credit for cleaning out the division, and then you sit there, and then it's other challenges outside of those divisions. You know, it's the same thing with Triple G. Once he beat Cotto, if he beat Canelo, and he beat Jermaine Taylor, if he wants to beat those three guys, I would be expecting him to move up. But right now, he's not at that point. Same thing with Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I see. That's how I look at things around the boxing community and in the YouTube boxing community as well.
Okay. What about you, Boxing Talk? All right, Boxing Talk must have fell off. Now, Another thing that I noticed.
I look at performance. Challenging yourself. I agree with him. Andre Ward has cleaned out the 158-pound division. I mean, if he fights Carl Froch, I'm not mad at that. If he fights Carl Froch again, because I think Carl Froch has had some big victories and actually had better victories since he fought Andre Ward. And I think he has fought better competition than Andre Ward in some respects. So I would like to see that fight again. Maybe we have a rematch. But if we don't have a rematch, Ward needs to go to 175, man. And he needs to stop trying to call out Chavez Jr. Because I don't want to see that, man. I want to see him at 175 because they're intriguing matches. If he says he want to be one of the great ones, then you have to do great things to be considered one of the great. If you're going to still be good, okay, you can be good. But if you're going to be great, and I heard that come out your mouth, you need to go to 175. You have fighters like Pacquiao, Kovalev, Adonis Stevenson. Those are great matchups. I would like to see him against those guys. And, yeah, performance, man. Because, to me, the example goes to Timothy Bradley. Yeah, Timothy Bradley fights big competition, but I can't say he's this great, you know what I'm saying, fighter unless he has to start separating himself from some of these fighters. He never really... Bradley always leaves you wanting more, and I think it finally caught up with him in that draw because it's on you, man, when you get in that ring, man. I don't care about the referee, I don't care about the judges because you can take it out of the judges' hands with a brutal beating to a stoppage or a knockout. So it's in your hands when you get in that ring. You cannot rely on the fighter that goes in relying on the judges. These things right here can happen. And I just think it's been a long time coming that he was going to run into this problem. And Bradley, because he don't separate himself. He should have separated himself. If people think he's just all this fighter, he should have separated himself from Diego Chavez. He just did his rounds and especially the second half of that fight, where Diego Chavez was taking over that fight, man. Bradley looked tired. He looked fatigued. He was swinging for the fences, and I thought Diego Chavez did pretty well. And a draw, to me, was not a stoppage. But, performance, sustainability, fighting guys becomes great. That's why Canelo needs to, if he don't get Cotto, he needs to move up and try to fight Triple G. He want to be great. He's another young fighter that's been saying he want to be great. Hey, take on a great challenge, man. Look, man, it's no embarrassment to lose, man. It's just not doing it, to me, is worse than losing, man. If you're not going to do it and you say you're great, then I just can't take you seriously. When I see other challenges out there, I'm not saying, Canelo, you have to go fight heavyweight. I'm just saying move up one weight class and fight Triple G. That'd be a great matchup. That'd be a great fight, you know what I'm saying, outside of the heavyweight division. Because I'm going to tell these boys right now, hanging out, and you know, those little weight classes have been popular for the last 20-something years. But the heavyweight division is coming back, man. It's probably officially back. And these guys are going to have to, if they want attention, they're going to have to start fighting great fights and have great matchups. So that's my take on it. That's the rock.
Now, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be funny, but y'all gonna understand exactly why I say it. Y'all niggas, both of y'all are absolutely right and absolutely wrong. And the only reason y'all wrong is this. Boxing is the only sport that leaves an open end to greatness or not greatness. And what's fucked up about it is this. Back in the day, you only had, you know, we knew who the great fighters were of yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, we are in a world where people talk about fighters being great, And it's based on a lot of shit other than a nigga being good inside the ring. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is like, for instance, I'm just going to use this as a parable. Now, a nigga might bring up Mike Jordan in basketball and say, well, you know, he was, you know, Mr. Highlight, Mr. ESPN, the shoes, the brand, all of that shit. But inside the motherfucking arena, on the court, 94 feet, this nigga was the man. It ain't no arguing that shit. Now, I'm not saying he was the greatest of all time, but he's absolutely positively one of. Because in any facet of the game, if you needed somebody to dunk on a nigga, you can pull up highlights of Mike doing that shit. You needed a nigga to shake the shit out of a nigga, there's highlights of Mike doing that shit. You needed somebody to shoot threes or from range, there's highlights of him doing that shit. D'ing the nigga up is highlights of that nigga doing that shit. There ain't no argument to his greatness. If niggas can argue if you great or not, then you probably ain't reached that point yet. And what's fucked up about boxing is niggas are trying to finagle to greatness. And you can't do that in other sports, dog. Peyton Manning can't slick himself to a Super Bowl this year. That nigga is done. He's out. He's out of here. Matt Ryan can't slick his way. Or Joe Flacco can't maneuver his way to another Super Bowl. He has to do it the same way he did it when he did it originally. And if he can't do it, then he don't. Somebody else get to wear that crown. But in boxing, for some reason, the standard is so fucked up that a nigga who got beat, knocked clean the fuck out, is holding a title and getting ready to fight in a unification fight. How stupid is that in the sport of boxing? That's what I'm talking about with the standards and shit. Danny Garcia is finna fight this weak ass nigga Lamont Peterson in a sense. Because the nigga lost in a fight 1 pound over the fucking weight limit. What kind of dumbass? This shit don't go on in no other sport, dog. And to put this shit on NBC and to try and make people understand how Lamont Peterson is the champion based on the fact that Danny Garcia in his biggest fight fought a nigga who knocked out Lamont Peterson, but he got to go fight Lamont Peterson to get the belt. How dumb is that? So, in boxing, the standards are fucked up. So you can only understand that the standards of the fans are fucked up as well. There are no standards. The champions don't fight who they supposed to fight. It's too much finagling and shit. Too much arguing over dumbass bullshit, man. And it's no pants wearing motherfuckers. It's like a bunch of bitches with skirts around in boxing trying to make this shit complicated. Like picking fucking wedding cake for a wedding and shit, dog. This shit is ridiculous. That's why this NBC shit probably won't work, man, because they make boxing too complicated. It's too much shit to try and figure out. Sports is simple, dog. Because we know today, when Seattle and Green Bay play, whoever the fuck win, if it's by 24 points, or it's by 3 points or 2, somebody is going to the Super Bowl. And whoever the fuck go to the Super Bowl in the NFC is going to play the winner of the AFC game. That we know. But it ain't that way in boxing. And it's so fucked up, man, that the nigga at the top is doing more bitch ass shit than any era of fucking fighting we've ever seen in the history of boxing. We see more bitch ass shit about money and dates and who popular and who not, and don't nobody know them and this and that and yada yada yada. I can't listen, dog. Last night was a breath of fresh air. And if we can get heavyweights to just fight We ain't got to worry about these little bitch ass niggas no more, man. And I can't wait. Not only is the heavyweight division gonna clear out all of these bitch ass motherfuckers in these lower divisions, they also gonna clear up these weak ass fans too. Because weak ass fans ain't gonna be able to argue about that shit no more. These niggas ain't gonna be able to be talking about my nigga really won and all of this other shit. Cause niggas gonna be getting knocked out. It's gonna be clear ass winners and all of this shit, man. We ain't gonna be able to talk about this bitch ass shit. That's why we need the heavyweight division back, so we can get rid of all the bitch assness in boxing and all the bitch ass fans in boxing with these weak ass, low ass standards, dog.
I got another question for you guys, just to make sure I touch everything.
Let me touch on that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give an example, man. Peter Quillen, man. See, Peter Quillen is a guy that won a title, has not gave the fans a great fight, and he asking the fans for a pay raise. Because guess what? He don't want to fight guys like Triple G because he says it's not enough money. No, the real thing behind that is he knows it's a real fight, and he don't want to fight a real fight. He wants us to give him a pay raise and not give us a great fight, which I think him and Triple G is a pretty good matchup. That's something I will tune into. That's something I get ready for during the week if it's announced on Monday or Tuesday, and I know it's coming in 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be I'm ready for that fight. I'm scheduling around that fight. I want to see that intriguing matchup. I'm not going to give you as a fan a pay raise if you have not gave me a great fight, or sustained brilliance in the ring. It's not going to happen, Peter Quillen. And to me, he did himself a bad thing by coming out and saying he don't want to fight a guy because he don't bring no money. Peter Quillen, guess what? You're not bringing any money either. So what is it that you see in yourself that you need a pay raise from the fans, and you have not gave the fans anything? And see, these guys, I think they think they can go out and grab one of these belts, one of these 10 different belt titles, the Walmart title, whatever title they want to go out there and get and say, look, I have a title. Now, I can dump my title because I won the title. You see me win a title. Now, I want a pay raise. I'm not going to get in the ring and say I get $2-3 million guaranteed. No, it's not going to happen. Not for me. I'm not going to tune in to none of Peter Quillen fights unless he fights an opponent that I want to see him fight. Now, I can pass the rock to you, Zone.
I agree with that. That's a position touching on Peter Quillen because he's definitely in the doghouse. What about this? And we can start by placing these fighters in certain positions. I want us to kind of do this with the round table. Who's in the doghouse? You know what I'm saying? Who's doing the shittiest moves possible? Who's just an average Joe right now? And who's living like a king in a castle? You know what I'm saying? And starting with Cotto, going back to him, it was posed, and his, brethren in the community is saying, hey, you guys always pick on fighter X, but now fighters Y doing the same thing. Where's the criticism? Where's the upload? And where's the video? Well, here's the video. Vic Cotto dumped Canelo, and you guys can start just spewing out fighters who's an average Joe, who's not that truly impressive, who's living like a king, and who's in the doghouse.
Oh, shit. Good one. Let me start out with my king session right now. Triple G for one. I'll tell you another, Nicholas Walters. He's sitting pretty with me right now. Terrence Crawford, sitting real pretty with me right now. Damn, that's about it. That's about it. That's about it. And
I like that. I'm gonna name some that you didn't touch. You know, I agree with all those. I like Wilder right now.
Oh yeah.
I like Vladimir Klitschko right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like Thurman right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like Leo Santa Cruz, and I like Rigondeaux. Those are my five right now.
All right, who's yours?
Like
boxing talk. Who you got on your castle list?
Castle.
Man, I mean, y'all touched on a lot, man. I like Juarez. I like that he's coming back from getting knocked out from Johnny Gonzalez. He's trying to revamp his career. I like Lomachenko, what he's doing. I touched on Santa Cruz. You know, I like Santa Cruz. I like what Terrence Crawford is doing in hometown Nebraska, getting guys come to fight him there, fighting in front of big crowds. That's another guy that I think can do some things in boxing as we turn his calendar. But yeah, I mean those are mine. I like Wilder too. Wilder.
Okay.
And the Savant.
I like that. I can say I can see that, and I like Kell Brook too. I like Kell Brook.
Oh yeah, Kell Brook. Yeah, Kell Brook definitely, man. So you want to go Doghouse now?
Now let's go Doghouse. Who in the Doghouse?
Oh, shit,
Andre Ward is in my Doghouse because I know he. Look. I know he just signed with Rock Nation, and we can see for right now for what he did in the past. He's in the Doghouse. I like Andre Ward personally. I think he's a decent guy personally, but hey, you have to show me. I'm not the type of guy that you can just tell me what you can do. I want to see what you can do in the ring against guys that I think they can push you to being great. So Andre Ward, you're in the Doghouse. Canelo and Cotto, both of y'all in the Doghouse. I don't know what happened with the look, man. This is my thing too, man. They all complain about making money, right? And then when it's a big money fight on the table, why is it so hard to make the fight? If that's what you want, it's money. If you call yourself a prize fighter, you say, "Hey, I'm a prize fighter first." What in the heck are you talking about when it's time to make a big fight? So both of them guys walked away from a big fight. So both of them in the Doghouse now. Boo Boo in the Doghouse. Yes, he's in the Doghouse because he turned down a fight to fight for a title at 154. Then someone else came in to beat the guy, and he turned down the Charlo twin. Boo Boo, another guy that thinks he's made it. He's right there with Peter Quillen. They think they made it. Yeah. Now they want to put the ring for no more than $1 million, $2 million, and you have not gave us a great fight yet. Monte Rosa puts you in your pocket, and I believe Monte Rosa can beat you in a rematch if y'all fight again. That's a story for another day. But that's Andrade, Demetrius Andrade I'm talking about. You know, Boo Boo is his alias name. Who else in the Doghouse, man? Who you got? Pacquiao and Mayweather in the Doghouse.
You got them in the Doghouse. What you got, Rollo?
Yeah, man. Let me kick my Doghouse real quick, man. Matter of fact, we gotta. This is how we gotta do it, man. Because it's a bunch of fighters we could put in the Doghouse. So we only gonna get 3. We only get to put 3 in there because, nigga, this Doghouse list could go on forever. So, number 1 on my Doghouse list is definitely fucking Peter Ho-ass Quillen, dog. Peter Quillen is the weakest nigga in boxing to me, dog. Nigga, how in the fuck the biggest name? You got 2 niggas in your whole division who worth a damn. 2 niggas. Cotto, only because his name, because he ain't shit as a middleweight. And fucking Triple G. There ain't no fights bigger than them 2 niggas that you can, and you ain't finna fight Cotto, so your next biggest fight is Triple G. And matter of fact, Triple G might be a bigger fight than goddamn Cotto. So, Peter Quillen is number 1 on my motherfucking Doghouse list. That nigga can suck dick. Number 2 on my motherfucking Doghouse list, and I hate to say this, but I like to say this, is motherfucking Cotto, dog. See, Cotto did all that bitch ass shit with Martinez. And it was a lot of bitch ass shit he did to me. And I spoke about that shit on videos. That was some bitch ass shit. But some of it, you remember the whole, like, he wanted to come to the ring first and all that, and he didn't do it. He kind of, like, gave me a breath of fresh air. But it was some bitch ass shit to even say it in the get-go. But now with this whole walking away from Canelo shit, he's in my Doghouse, man. Because that was listen. You got Puerto Rican-Mexican rivalry. The biggest Puerto Rican star versus the biggest Mexican star right now. It was a natural fight, dog. They ain't big middleweights. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta this was your excuse to duck Triple G. Because if you don't fight motherfucking Canelo, you need to fight Triple G or you a bitch ass nigga for real, for real. Cotto is number 2 on my bitch ass motherfuckers list, dog. Oh my God. Number 3 on my bitch ass nigga list, the Doghouse, dog. Oh shit. I want to say it, but I don't want to say it. Matter of fact, number 3 on my list is Al Heyman, dog. Al Heyman is still the reason. Like, listen to what I said, man. In 2009, the biggest fight in boxing history didn't happen. And one bitch ass motherfucker like, oh, you know, I want this and that and this and that and this and that. Then the other bitch ass motherfucker like, I ain't doing this and that and this and that and this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. Fuck it. So then, out of that grows this Cold War that never existed before. Top ranked fighters ain't fighting Golden Boy fighters. So then, these two bitch ass motherfuckers, or whoever, Richard Schaefer, Al Heyman, all that, they try and take Golden Boy promotions away from the Golden Boy, right? And everybody like, you know, well, what was fucking De La Hoya doing? Listen, man, y'all my boys. If one of y'all dudes get in trouble, or y'all get into a situation, is it gonna be cool for me to come fucking take your house and shit when you in trouble and shit? Nah, there ain't no shit to do. You know what I'm saying? When niggas supposed to be cool, that's some bitch ass shit. So then, Schaefer gone, Al Heyman go, he do his thing, and now we got a whole new Cold War. And not only do we got a new Cold, this nigga had Peter Quillen turn down $1.5 million to fight a nigga who wasn't worth a fuck. Nigga that, somebody that nobody even fucking knew of, and he turned that shit down because Al Heyman is the man and shit. Al Heyman is the bitch ass nigga, and he is my number 3 guy for bitch ass niggas in boxing.
My dog's house, I got Ward, Quillen, and Ubu Shitty Andrade. Those are my 3. And who you got as your average Joes, man? They just barely hanging on. They just kind of, you know, overrated, or, you know, just you know, imposters kind of. Easily, just the imposters crew. Like, you know, you can easily mix them up with being overrated, you know, stuff like that, underrated.
Yeah.
Guerrero, imposter. Kinko, he's imposter. You got what's name out there too, man. You got, hey, look, I think Bradley is hanging on too. He's hanging. I wouldn't think he's an imposter, but he's hanging on. He's hanging on.
Who you got, Rollo?
Man?
Oh,
Who you got, Rollo?
I definitely got Bradley, and I like Bradley, man. I like Bradley as a person. You know what I'm saying? I think Bradley is a good stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? And he don't shy away from no challenges. He came up the hard way. I like Bradley as a fucking a person, but as a boxer, I just don't think he's that good. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he beat Lamont Peterson. That was a real good win for him at the time. But since then, man, he just been kind of, you know, squeaking by. You know, definitely Robert Guerrero, dog. Y'all already know. Robert Guerrero, somebody please, anybody who hear this video, please, somebody make a video and tell me what the fuck Robert Guerrero has done in his career for us to even be mentioning this nigga in the likes of Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? So, and number 3, imposters. Oh, shit. You know what? I'm gonna have to say this one. And this one might shock y'all. Miguel Cotto. Because even Miguel Cotto, he came off a big win versus Sergio Martinez. Well, we all know Sergio Martinez. Listen, man. The Sergio Martinez that we expected to show up would have beat the shit out of Miguel Cotto. Easy, and we know that. Cotto got a good-ass win against Sergio Martinez. Kudos to him. But he flaking out on fighting a nigga who's a fucking fat welterweight. And you ain't gonna fight Triple G. We already know that. What the fuck are you doing, Kodo? And if the whole thing is about trying to fucking get a rematch with a weak ass nigga, man, listen, dog. I swear to God, dog. If we end up with a rematch with Kodo and the other nigga, I'm done with fucking Kodo, dog. Cause he could have did this shit. He could have rematched this nigga after. Man, listen, man, fuck it. I got Kodo. You go ahead. Who on your average Joe list, dog?
I got my Jones, man. I got Shannon Briggs, man. I think he's doing. I think he opposed. I think he's an imposter. I think he's trying to get us on a wagon that got 3 wheels, and they ain't gonna ride in that shit. I think he opposed it. I think Timothy Bradley is there. Timothy Bradley's opposing. I think he's been, he had a tough year. Let's see, and then he's finna get it with Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado winner. He's opposing. And the one who built his career off posing for decades, especially in higher weight classes, is I think Mayweather. I think Mayweather's opposing. You know what I'm saying? I just think that he's the orchestrator of all this flamingo fake ass shit. So I think he's always posing. So those are my 3, man. Those are my 3.
Oh shit. Damn. You know what?
Anybody?
I can't even argue with that one, dog. Cause you already know how I feel about that nigga and his shenanigans, man. See, these shenanigans in boxing, man. Like, and see, people, this is what's funny about this whole NBC shit. And I want to go back to that. Matter of fact, man, Zone, what you think about that? What's your take on this whole NBC deal?
NBC deal?
Uh-huh.
I like it. I like the NBC deal. I want to see what happens. I'm not happy because the nigga gave me some shit that's supposed to be happening. I'm trying to see what's going to happen from this point forward. And you got a good damn point about if niggas don't want it, they don't have to have it, and they know where to find some shit that they want. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But to have access to it, directly or indirectly, is better than not having that option. You see what I'm saying? Because niggas can fuck around and make a mistake and become a boxing fan. Straight up. They can make a mistake. Okay? So, I like it, and this is the part that I really like about the NBC deal. The best part about it is that Sugar Ray Leonard is going to be commentating. He's going to be the commentary guy and commentator for the. And I like that. I want to hear what Sugar Ray Leonard is going to be. I want to hear his opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? That is great, like too, because guess what? Sugar Ray Leonard is going to be able to educate young fans, because when they're doing boxing telecasts and him commentating, he's going to reference to other boxers in the past, too. Like, I like that. I like that he's going to be a commentator. He's educating on the game. He has vast experience. He's been in the ring. He's a legend. And it's always good to have somebody up there with, people have a lot of respect for him.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, man. What you guys, there's a lot of information we covered over there, a lot of issues we could discuss. Anybody got any closing statements or by the ways?
I got one. Bomb Squad!
Yeah, man, my thing is this, man. I just want boxing to be back to, see, the thing about boxing, it's a lot of competition now. We got a lot of competition to compete with as far as just being in existence. We got all kinds of reality shows and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want it to be simple again. I don't want boxing to be this complicated ass shit that you gotta look at this and look at that, and overanalyze shit and all of this shit, man. See, sports in essence is supposed to be a simple game, and what I mean by that is, what we see on TV, we don't need to know the nuts and bolts of it. When the New England Patriots score a touchdown, we just need to know the New England Patriots scored a touchdown. We don't need to know that Tom Brady, he looked to the left and made the safety go to the left, then he pump fake, and that nigga moved the linebacker and all. No, we just need to know the nigga made a touchdown. So in boxing, you either beat a nigga ass or you don't. And if y'all niggas don't separate yourselves, if somebody don't separate themselves, then it ain't no damn robbery and all of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? The niggas in the ring looking more like a runner back than a goddamn fighter and shit. Talking about niggas got robbed. Nah, man. I don't want to see nigga. I don't want to talk about how a nigga was moving his feet in a sport where a nigga supposed to be moving his hands. Let's make this shit back simple, man. You know, and get back to the essence of what fucking fighting is, you know?
Yep, I agree. I think, man, it's my piece on it, man. I feel good about boxing now, man. Last night was a pivotal momentum shifter. That was very, very important, not only for American heavyweight scene, but for boxing. Deontay Wilder, with that right hand, just shifted the priorities of boxing and the standards of boxing. We've seen the rise of the new heavyweight era, and I think we've seen the fall of the welterweight division, and now we're moving forward with something new. I think that's the end. I think it's back to the heavyweight. And I'm not saying that prematurely. We can talk about that and why another time, but that's it. I think it's the rise of the heavyweights and the fall of the welterweights.
Yeah. All right. It's the motherfucking roundtable. Back at it again. Yeah. Holla at your boys.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you in the head and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing roundtable. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6.